Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. CIG have more than hinted that in 3.0 we will have mining. So today I wanted to talk about mining in Star Citizen and what forms that might be taking in 3.0. If you are interested in mining as a career, specifics of that planned feature and that mechanic or 2.7, 3.0 and future patches, check out the links in the description. So in Citizen of the Stars, Brian Chambers said that mining was planned for 3.0.
Can you substantiate recent rumors about mining coming in Alpha 3.0?
Yes, true. Next.
And that the Frankfurt studio had basically been working on it. So asteroids, over the last few months, we have seen a dramatic improvement to asteroids in their placement for the PU, but also their quality and movement. The plan is eventually to have voxel asteroids that can be mined by ships like the Orion and the Prospector, but also for these beautiful gas clouds and things like that for the Starfarer to mine. And we've also seen the Prospector rendered. This is a dedicated mining ship on an astral body of some form mining, and whether that be a large asteroid or a planet, I'm not entirely sure. Mining version 1. What can we expect from mining in 3.0? Mining on moons, planets, asteroids, and gas clouds should be pretty simplistic for 3.0, and mining will be in its most basic form in this first iteration. So, retrieving solid and gaseous commodities from planetary surfaces, asteroids, and transportation of them, and maybe some simple refining. Mining won't be an entirely AFK experience in Star Citizen. There are no skill trees. You are, however, bound by the equipment and the ship that you have, especially for gameplay in 3.0. What you're going to have, or what we're going to have, is the Starfarer and Gemini variant. They're both gas miners, refiners, and transporters, as well as the Prospector. It looks like it's very likely to be their Prospector, the solo asteroid and planetary miner. In a lot of ways, the mechanics are extremely similar to cargo transport, especially once you hit a certain stage with those mining ships. But you are able to grab your cargo straight from space without the need to leave your ship. For a lot of players, it will be flying around in 3.0, bumping it into resources and collecting them, especially in the Starfarer. But there are likely to be missions where you are contracted to grab a mission-specific resource, as well as opportunities to find resources totally freelance to mine. In more regards to the freelance aspect of that, and a higher overview of the gameplay for 3.0, you'll need to ID what is valuable at the time. You don't need to do this, but it makes sense for you if you want to try and make Alpha UEC or UEC to do this. So CIG have created a tool called TradeSlayer, which is their end-to-end economic model of how an item gets created from mining commodities to being refined, manufactured, and then placed on the store shelf, as well as the value of that based on everything at the time. So the value and the time it takes to create those materials and that final item is all factored into items that we will buy in-game. The value, demand, availability, all of that particular good is all based on those commodities that we have farmed, the transport we've made, and everything we've mined. You're going to want to take a look at the stock, or the stock market in Jobwell, in ArcCorp, or somewhere like that, or maybe an app on your mobiGlass that will tell you the value of particular resources like iron or diamonds or whatever. Stuff that's going to be worth finding, mining, and then selling at any given point. Now, you then need to decide where you want to mine. Now, this can be done scanning down asteroids and locations on planets. A major part of mining is finding the materials that you want to mine. This could be an asteroid field, or gases in space, locations on planets. You'll need those locations, though. You're going to need them. So ships will come across them by accident, or because they were searching for them. And in 3.0, it's just the standard system, so we're going to have a much more limited scope for locations to discover, but expect exploration ships and scanner specialist ships to be very good at discovering these deposits, as well as the mining ships themselves, the Starfarers and the Prospectors. So the service beacon or some form of location sharing would be needed to convey this information to players in-game, but I suspect that you will also be rewarded by Jobwell or similar, simply by going, I have found a location, and I can go back here and sell that location. There should be both well-known asteroid fields as well that you'll just have access to instantly, which will be like, you can fly to here, it has very common materials, But there also will be those undiscovered mines and locations that haven't been tapped for their rarer resources yet. So once you have your location, whether you're going to a pre-known location, pre-existing location, or trying to find your own, you'll go there and then you'll start mining. So extracting the resources is more different based on your ship, I suppose, as well. So the Starfarer, I suspect the gameplay for the Starfarers in 3.0 will be as simple as detecting what you want and then kind of grabbing it straight from space. You open the vents up when you're at the front of your ship. You'll avoid dangerous areas, environmental hazards. You might have to do some fancy flying, and pirates and such. You don't want them to detect you. And then once you've got your tanks full, you'll go back to your base and sell. You might respond to refuel requests from the service beacon as well. You might have to blow up some asteroids and some debris in the way to find that fuel you want to extract. Or you might have to siphon it out of a destroyed capital ship or something. Or you might be a more group effort where you need a team of people to clear an area before you get to the gas with that Starfarer. I do suspect that the Starfarer won't have a huge amount of multi-crew gameplay other than crewing the guns and maybe operating one of the other systems in 3.0, but we'll have to wait and see. The Prospector, I think a lot of awesome's going to come from the Prospector in 3.0. Again, gameplay-wise, it's going to be relatively simple in their first iteration. Scanning down your location, mine an asteroid, or go to your location on planet. Maybe watch dials and manage your energy output with your laser. You should be able to both land on some asteroids for more powerful focused mining, or just fly around the asteroids without landing and mine them as well. But I believe the more focused, more powerful mining comes when you actually land on a planet. The actual arm extends for mining and is a lot better, a lot more efficient. There are going to be dangers to mining as well. That might be in the forms of environmental hazards, over drilling, mismanagement of your systems, pockets of explosive gas, as well as pirates. Pirates want to ruin your day. They want to steal your monies and your cargo and your ship. Transport and refining. So once you're ready to return home, or you've got a full belly of ore, you'll basically become a cargo hauler, and you face the same gameplay as them. Pirates wanting your loots, but you also want to work out where you want to deliver your goods for the most possible amount of money that you can make. There may also be an element of refining and processing, because it's quite a simple thing to implement in a simple form. Processing this raw ore into more purified commodities. This might be in the Starfarer, especially where it can literally grab some of that hydrogen or whatever it's been gathering and turn it into fuel. Kind of automatically does that, I think. We'll have to wait and see if there is more in-depth gameplay for the first iteration. But there may be a shop or station that allows for raw materials or gas to be refined in much larger volumes in 3.0 as well. And you'll have to decide whether you want to go there and refine it, or just go straight off and sell what you've got. So selling, that is the next big thing and kind of the crux of why you want to mine in the first place, I suppose. 3.0 will have a simple cargo system where cargo appears in your hold when you buy, and then when you sell it, it's kind of sold instantly and disappears from your hold. This should be the same for miners. Once they are at a location to sell, they can just sell it. They won't have to wait for offloading or anything. The eventual plan is to have fees and times for offloading cargo and materials if you're not doing it yourself. But you'll literally have to travel to the location that you want to sell the items to and then sell it. It's likely that you won't be able to stockpile goods like ore and stuff in the initial release of mining version 1 and in 3.0, but eventually the plan is to have space to be able to rent. You'll be able to rent hangars and extra locations and storage facilities for your ore and fuel. Now, we might see some stations on planets being able to mine and stuff as well. They've been working on these various little modular outposts and things, and I believe that they are looking at ones for farming and mining and that sort of stuff as well. So we might see some form of location-based planetary mining. Isn't just with the Prospector. And I'm looking forward to it if they do something like that. We'll have to wait and see. It might be for scanning down materials on planets as well. The planetary mechanics are much more of a mystery than the ones in space. The mission system. So missions should be generated for mining, but also because of mining. From escort missions to sabotage to kill pirates that have gone and blown up convoys, as well as transport and cargo missions based on items being carried from the materials that they return. Bring a load of ore back from your mine, they'll get refined, and it might be needed on another planet to build some ships or whatever. So this will all affect the economy and help encourage gameplay focused on trying to earn after UEC, trying to make the most money the most efficiently. But also, some of these missions are going to be based on lots of players are dying with these guns. When they die, we need to produce lots of ammo or lots of missiles, and those missions are going to be generated based on materials needed to produce those weapons and items. What can we expect from the future of mining and then the mining 2.0 then? So mining is going to be a lot more in-depth in the future with the large strip miner like the Orion, requiring multiple crew to operate its various positions. Also, we're going to see a lot more of a mini-game from mining where people need to operate their stations effectively and efficiently. You're much more likely to have some ships with modules as well that allow for forms of limited mining. That might be from the constellations and the caterpillars and stuff like that, so that they are able to do some limited mining. There'll also be lots of different asteroids and materials to mine, missions related to mining, lots and lots of different resources, lots of different ways of prospecting. The mechanics will be much more fleshed out, basically, and they are planning to do a lot of cool stuff with the mining, including like shooting missiles into asteroids to work out exactly what's there, though I suspect in the simplest form of mining that we will have, it will be very much maybe you'll blow a piece off an asteroid to work out what's in it, or you'll just scan an asteroid. There will be a 10 for the Chairman special on 3.0 professions and mining during March, as well as a monthly report. So we're going to get a lot more information. Kind of CIG actually throw loads of information at us now with the info dumps they've been doing recently on ATV and Spectrum chats as well. So we're going to revisit this topic later in the month with a more focused talk about exactly what they were talking about then. But I thought I'd do like a prelude video, hyping some of the mechanics, but also explaining what the current feeling and understanding that I have of them is. So CIG also have all these multiple studios with large employee counts and various teams working on different aspects of the game and mechanics and ships. And these things are completed when they're ready. We've seen some targets from CIG with patches 3.0 to 4.0 with ships and like the Caterpillar and the 85X that are already complete and in-game before and ahead of schedule. So mining and some of the 3.1 suspected updates seem to have been pushed into 3.0, and this leads me to further suspect that we might get a 2.7 patch with some of the almost already completed ships and features that CIG were planning for 3.0 and onwards and kind of in. And decide, well, these are done, let's test them. Let's test some of these outposts and moons and stuff out. They're still working on all the other parts of the game, and we're going to see in 3.0 the Star Network, AI Subsumption, Item System 2.0, Object Container Streaming, Room System, but we might see some limited versions and early versions of that in a 2.7 patch if they decide to do it. But anyway, guys, what do you think? Are you excited for mining? Are you not excited for mining? Do you not care? Do you want more mechanics in the game? More ships in the game? Are you just waiting for a 3.0? Do you think there's going to be 2.7 like me? Remember, commenting on any of our Star Citizen videos throughout a given month gives you a chance to win a ship for the month of February. That it is relevant because it's March. For the month of March, it's an Avenger Titan. And just comment and you've got a chance to win that. I'll draw that at the end of the month. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as well, guys. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the verse.